Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Connie Favre, and I'm the president of the Greater Baton Rouge Industry Alliance. I'd like to welcome you to our 13th annual Craft Workforce Development Awards celebration, and I thank each of you for tuning in to our live stream today. Many of you have been a part of this awards program for years now and have dedicated substantial time and resources to give GBRIA 50 years of workforce development. Our member facilities need a skilled, qualified workforce to build, maintain, and operate their technologically sophisticated sites. And the workforce has never been as qualified as it is today. Thanks to so many of you. I'm especially excited that high schools and post-secondary institutions are part of these awards and that so many will be recognized here today. These schools recognize the value of jobs that industry provides to our communities. From skilled crafts to engineers to business managers and more, we have many jobs that always need to be filled right here in our backyard. There are over $130 billion in capital projects planned to be built in Louisiana by 2025, and these projects will need talented and skilled people. We are nearing a second wave of investment following the last wave that was about $80 billion during 2014 to 2016. Louisiana has the natural resources, the skilled workforce, and opportunity for economic value to keep more projects coming. But we need governmental and public support as well. It's a fact that in parishes where the industrial property tax exemptions are highest, sales taxes are also highest. Teachers receive higher pay and communities flourish. Let's keep working toward another 50 years of workforce development in Louisiana. Today's live stream is a tribute to all of you currently developing workforce development activities, which include recruitment, assessment, training, career path development, and retention of employees in our industries. As you've seen, our theme this afternoon is celebrating 50 years of workforce development. This highlights GBRIA's 50th anniversary with a focus on our endeavors to bring workforce development to the forefront of our industry. From high school craft training classes to secondary and post-secondary training and career training and development, all pieces are necessary to provide our area with a skilled, qualified workforce. GBRIA members are encouraged that more and more high schools in Louisiana have grown their craft, career, and agricultural science programs in recent years, and that post-secondary training institutions continue to improve their craft training and technical programs, which has opened a wide door of opportunity for young students striving for a rewarding future. We have now constructed a new system of training where thousands of new graduates from skilled craft training programs in high schools and community and technical colleges now complement the long existing programs that were developed by organizations such as ABC and the National Center for Construction Education and Research. Now, I'd like to introduce the GBRIA Board of Directors and staff. Tom Ura, Chief Operating Officer at Cornerstone Chemical, is the GBRIA Board of Directors Chair. Tim Harris, Plant Manager of Eastman Chemical, is the GBRIA Vice Chair. Steve Ledoux, Plant Manager of the Olin sites in the region, is our Secretary Treasurer. Our other board members are Angela Zarang, Plant Manager at the ExxonMobil Plastics Plant. Paul Laban, Zone Manager, Mississippi River Pipeline with Air Liquide. Jerry Leibold, Vice President and General Manager at BASF. John Scroggins, Plant Manager at Westlake. Theo Weber, Director of Maintenance, Reliability, Engineering, and Construction for Dow's Louisiana Operations. Steve Welch, Plant Manager at Occidental Chemical. Paul Herdevant, Vice President and General Manager with Formosa Plastics. John Thompson, Vice President and General Manager with Delek Refinery. Darylene Harris, Plant Manager at Shell Catalysts. And those are our Board of Directors. We thank them very much for their service on the GBRIA Board. And now I'd like to introduce our staff. Sue Leger is the Associate Director of Administration and Marketing. Brandon Smith is the Associate Director of Safety, Health, and Security. And Jessica Branjik is our Manager of Communications and Workforce Development. Thank you so much to Jessica and the rest of our staff for putting together this event and all of the events throughout the year. They put in a tremendous amount of effort and we thank them.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our very first live stream event. Today we're going to be celebrating our 2020 Craft Workforce Development Awards. Before we dive in though, I have a couple of housekeeping notes. Brandon Smith, our Associate Director of Safety, Health, and Security, is going to be monitoring our Zoom chat. So we encourage you to communicate and participate through that chat. If you have any questions, Brandon should get back to you. Also, this live stream is going to be recorded and will be available for use following this event in the future. Finally, we will be putting out a publication following this event that will highlight our award winners as well as our sponsors. You can find that on our website. As we move forward with the program, we first want to recognize some of our partners in workforce development who you can see here up on the screen. We would also like to take a moment to give a special thanks to the GBRIA member sites who took the time to nominate contractors and schools for these awards. These companies and schools show tremendous dedication to developing students and employees, and we are very thankful that these members have taken time to help them receive recognition for all of their hard work. Those sites are listed on the screen, and they will also be listed in the publication that will be available following this live stream. Now we're going to thank some of our event sponsors. This year's event platinum sponsors are Alliance Safety Council, Bengal Crane, Eastman Chemical, ISC, MMR, Performance Contractors, Triad Electric and Controls, and Worley. Our event gold sponsors are Aptim, BASF, Cajun Industries, Dow, Excel, Honeywell and Honeywell UOP, Primoris Industrial Constructors, Shell, Turner Industries, and Zachary Group. Our event silver sponsors this year are the 1012 Industry Report, Austin Industries, Apache Industrial Services, Cornerstone Chemical, Barrier Construction, Delec, Formosa Plastics, Olin, Pala Interstate, Repcon, Team Real World, and Thermon. We would also like to make you all aware of our live donations that we are going to be accepting during this event. As you know, GBRIA is a nonprofit organization, and we obtain our funding through our membership dues, our sponsorships, and through our fundraising events throughout the year. And our Craft Workforce Development Awards banquet typically serves as one of these fundraising events. So we encourage any willing donors to participate in this live stream by submitting donations, and we will give you your company a shout out here live. And you may also utilize your live donation to submit a brief message to our audience that we will read live for you. So consider utilizing the live donation feature to send a congratulations to our local schools, contractors, or champions. The link to the donation page will be in the Zoom chat as well as on our website. Now we're going to hear from Tom Ura, who's going to give us some opening remarks.
Good afternoon. I'm Tom Ura. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Cornerstone Chemical, and I also serve as GBRIA's Board of Director Chair. Thank you for joining us today and for participating in celebrating excellence in workforce development. The Workforce Development Committee is comprised of representatives from many owner companies. The Contractor Workforce Development Committee's mission is to ensure the availability of a stable, qualified, and cost-effective contractor workforce who meets the needs of GBRIA's members. The purpose of GBRIA's Craft Workforce Development Awards is fourfold. First, to recognize individuals, firms, and educational institutions. Second, convey GBRIA's strong support for improving craft workforce development performance. Third, acknowledge the importance of contract employees and their employers. And finally, serve as a way to communicate and promote the expectations that industry has for craft career professionals while highlighting these highly sought after technical career paths. Each of you and your companies or institutions plays a key role in workforce development, and we are proud to recognize each and every one of you and all that you have accomplished. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
All right, at this time we are going to present some special awards to some true champions who have worked toward continuous improvement of workforce development through various avenues. This year, we are going to recognize 3 individuals who we believe are true leaders of what is today's workforce development in the Greater Baton Rouge region. They have dedicated themselves above and beyond to support our area's workforce, and we would like to recognize them as GBRIA Craft Workforce Development Award champions. We invited these individuals to attend our live stream today if they could, and so I will now announce our Craft Workforce Development champions after we hear a brief message from one of our sponsors. Champions, if you're here, if you would please come forward when I call your name to receive the award. Richard Sanders, Master Instructor of Craft Training at MMR. You can clap for him if you want. Put this on.
Do I need to put that on?
Yeah. Just when I hand you the award. Read, and then I'll invite you to Richard's knowledge of electrical and instrumentation, along with associated safety and quality requirements, are among some of the best with his 50 years in the construction industry. Some of Richard's milestones include designing and authoring the scope of work, as well as aligning NCCER requirements in electrical, instrument fitter, instrument tech, and E&I maintenance performance criteria. Richard also solicits vendor materials and equipment that are donated to training programs at some of our local high schools, and provides facility tours to some of the local high school students. He has received recognition from NCCER for contributing time at committee meetings and co-authoring their electrical, instrument fitter, and instrument tech curriculum, and holding craft instructor and performance evaluator certifications since September of 1995, among many other certifications. We are privileged today to present the award of GBRIA Craft Workforce Development Award Champion to Mr. Richard Sanders. Richard is here with us today. I'm going to invite him to the podium to share a couple of words.
I want to thank y'all for nominating me, and we put this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Our next champion is Mr. Tim Willis, Vice President of Field Operations at Cajun Industries. Tim was not able to join us today, but Tim has worked tirelessly to create a mission, vision, and goal that provides opportunities to Cajun employees and their community. Tim's passion is to develop leaders to train and mentor the workforce of tomorrow. Tim led the push of Cajun supervisor training requirements and mentorship through tracking reports and KPIs. 89% of Cajun's craft supervision holds NCER certifications, with 91% having been assessed and 65% attending Site Leadership University. This is a course that provides a comprehensive overview of Cajun management, NCCER, and safety leadership courses with the goal to enhance site management and develop future site managers. Thank you, Tim, for all you've done for our workforce development. Sarah Taylor, CEO of Gulf Coast Occupational Medicine. Sarah is also unable to attend today, but we did get her to stop by the office yesterday where we handed her her award. She is on a very well-deserved vacation right now. Sarah led her team to make tremendous impacts in the GBRIA area for years. However, her recent efforts, as well as her teams during COVID-19, have been outstanding. Sarah committed to keeping our workforce and industrial community safe and working by jumping into action before any government orders were even put in place. Sarah worked hard to distribute hand-washing stations and PPE to various sites and businesses, including hospitals, almost immediately. Her team also began performing screenings at job sites efficiently to help prevent the virus's spread. In addition to all of her donations, Sarah and her team also worked to educate the public how to protect themselves and others from the virus. We know that Louisiana's economy, especially here in the GBRIA area, relies very heavily on our industry. Sarah and her team's efforts made it possible for our industry to continue to operate and to keep people safe at work. Therefore, we see it fit to award Sarah this year as a 2020 Craft Workforce Development Champion. Now we're going to have another word from one of our sponsors. I want to hear from Brian Cook, Contract Administrator at Dow, who's going to give us an overview of our high school awards program.
Before we talk about the award ceremony, one of the things I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I started in the industry when I was 15 years old. Back in those days, they didn't ask you for anything other than your social security number, so it was easy to work. And my stepfather was a millwright, and so once I got out of high school, I pursued a millwright career. I mean, that's what I wanted to do. I was a farm boy, raised on the farm, and had worked on the farm all my life, and so working mechanically just come very natural. But one of the difficulties I encountered is first of all, nobody knew what a millwright was, and so trying to learn and seek knowledge, I would go into bookstores, I would go into the library, and try to find something on millwrights, on something that I could better my knowledge and understanding. And there was nothing out there at that time. There was no schools or nothing, no opportunities at that time. So I had to learn under fire, working with different craftsmen. Sometimes you learn what to do, and then sometimes some of the craftspeople taught you what not to do. But it was a struggle for me, and I'm just really grateful that we've come such a long way with our workforce development, with our high schools and our post-secondary institutions, that it's a wonderful change. We know GBRIA has seen great investment in our area workforce development from our contractors, but we especially want to raise the awareness of the efforts going on in our area high schools and post-secondary institutions to develop skills in students so that they can pursue successful, well-paying jobs in our industry. This supports our state as a whole by supplementing workforce needs of the industry while developing local talent. This assists in employment in our state as well as investment from industry. Implementing these craft classes and teaching students that there is possibility for greater success outside of a four-year degree gives them the hope of an opportunity they may not have seen before. This changes the lives of numerous students for the better and needs to be celebrated. High schools have implemented National Center for Construction, Education, and Research, NCCR curriculum, better known, training, as well as agri-science classes into their programs. These schools and teachers have helped their students continue at post-secondary schools to achieve certification. In addition, the post-secondary training institutions have responded to industry's needs in our area and developed training curriculum for students so that they may graduate with an associate's degree or technical diploma in addition to workforce qualifications. In order to be eligible for an award, schools had to be nominated by a contractor or a plant or self-nominated. Schools filled out an application and it was submitted to GBRIA. GBRIA's Contract Workforce Development Committee scored each school's submitted application using a scoring system the committee developed. In addition, representatives from each school participated in an interview with members of GBRIA's committee. High school nominees are categorized based on the size of the student body as Division I, Division II, and Division III, grouping similar size nominees. In light of the struggles our world has endured this last year, we understand the difficulties for our area schools to follow along with our awards program. However, we believe the recipients of a nomination from one of our member sites or area contractors is worthy of celebration in itself. So we recognize all of the schools who have received the nominations today, and please recognize the hard and dedicated work for those who worked to participate in the awards program despite the difficulties of this time. Your dedication to proving your craft training program's prestige speaks volumes. Now, Jessica Braniak will announce our high school nominees and winners.
We're first going to recognize some of the schools that received a nomination from an industry partner. Albany High School was nominated by Excel. Donaldsonville High School nominated by Cajun Industries. French Settlement High School nominated by Turner Industries. Livonia High School nominated by Performance Contractors. St. Amant High School nominated by Turner Industries. And Walker High School nominated by OxyChem and Convent. Now we're going to announce our high school nominees and winners. In the Division I category, representing student body sizes from 400 to 800 students, the following were nominated. Holden High School nominated by Excel. Louisiana School for Agricultural Sciences nominated by Turner Industries. And West Feliciana High School nominated by Brown and Root and MMR. And receiving this year's award of recognition in the Division I category is Holden High School. Receiving the Award of Excellence in the Division I category is West Feliciana High School. Also receiving the Award of Excellence in the Division I category is the Louisiana School for Agricultural Sciences. Now in our Division II category, represented by student body sizes of 1,000 to 1,600 students, we had the following nominated. Live Oak High School nominated by Performance Contractors. The St. James Career and Technical Education Center nominated by Turner Industries and Primoris Industrial Constructors. And Zachary High School nominated by Performance Contractors. Receiving the Award of Merit in our Division II category is Live Oak High School. Receiving the Award of Excellence in the Division II category is Zachary High School. And also receiving the Award of Excellence in our Division II category is the St. James Career and Technical Education Center. Finally, in our Division III schools, we have the following nominated. This division is represented by a student body size of 1,800 to 2,500 students. Dutchtown High School was nominated by Turner Industries, and East Ascension School was also nominated by Turner Industries. And receiving the Award of Merit in the Division III category is Dutchtown High School. And receiving the Award of Excellence in the Division III category is East Ascension High School. Congratulations to our high schools, and we're going to take another quick word from one of our sponsors.
Hi, everybody. Jonathan Rennie here, the president of the U.S. Field Services business for Worley. And congratulations to the GBRIA for 50 years of workforce development. What an accomplishment. You know, the GBRIA is very important to us as we have a high value at Worley of partnering with others in the industry, in particular our owners, in working to address the issues that face our craft professionals today. Collaboration is a big value for us, being stronger together, and it's something that helps us deliver a more sustainable world. And in that world, we have to have a sustainable workforce. The GBRIA, and through efforts of other organizations like CURT, CII, ECC, it's fantastic to walk alongside and be partners in joining with you on that journey. You know, here at Worley, we recently got a 100% score on the labor risk management process of the Contractor Workforce Development Assessment with CURT. And it's very exciting for us to be able to continue the conversation, to work together to bring greater solutions to our craft professionals. Thanks for letting us be here tonight, and we're super excited, and congratulations on 50 years.
At this time, we're going to recognize our craft workforce development instructor champions from our high schools. And I'd like to quickly remind you to please consider using our live donation program to congratulate and interact with our winners here. For the High School Craft Champion Award, a school principal or craft training superintendent must have submitted a letter of recommendation for an instructor at a nominated high school in order to be considered for this award. GBRIA's committee selected one high school craft champion from each division size. The high school craft champion was selected based on the letter of recommendation and their school's overall performance in the awards program. Our Division I high school craft champion this year is Ward Bordelon with Louisiana School for Agricultural Sciences. The Division II high school craft champion is Mr. Felix Landry with the St. James Career and Technical Education Center. And our high school craft champion for Division III is Katie Denova with East Ascension High School. Congratulations to our champions, and that wraps up our high school award portion. Thank you all for your investment in our future workforce. Now, before I announce our post-secondary institution awards, we're going to go ahead and have another word from one of our sponsors.
Bingle has become a recognized leader in providing top-quality crane, logistic, and transportation services by utilizing our qualified staff, state-of-the-art equipment, and our expert knowledge of the industry. We believe that customer service shouldn't be a department, it's the entire company. We offer in-house design and engineering, which includes project planning, 2D and 3D drawings, and project engineering. Our crane specialized areas include heavy lift planning and execution along with rigging. Utilizing our experience and knowledge of transport planning and execution, we use onboard computers with live dispatch, offer hotshot services and route survey, and have in-house load permitting. Our expertise continues in turnkey solutions. We have over 1 million pound transporter capabilities and engineered cradles for proper load fit. At Bingle, we never compromise on safety, and we work to exceed expectations. Trust us to lift you up and move you forward. Bingle. Cranes, logistics, transportation.
Now I'm going to be announcing our post-secondary institution awards. Nominated post-secondary institutions filled an application that detailed craft training or technical course offerings at their school's different campuses around the GBRIA area. GBRIA's committee sat together to score these applications based on a scoring system developed by the committee. In addition, a representative from the schools participated in an interview with the committee members. The post-secondary schools are divided into two categories: technical education and continuing education. The following post-secondary institutions were nominated in our technical education category: the Associated Builders and Contractors Pelican Chapter, nominated by Brown & Root and Turner Industries; Baton Rouge Community College, nominated by Turner Industries; and River Parishes Community College, nominated by BASF. Receiving the Award of Merit in the Post-Secondary Technical Education category, if you're here, you're welcome to come up and grab your award, the Associated Builders and Contractors Pelican Chapter. Also receiving, you're not going to be on camera. Also receiving the Award of Merit in the Post-Secondary Technical Education category is River Parishes Community College. Receiving the Award of Excellence in the Post-Secondary Technical Education category is Baton Rouge Community College. In the Post-Secondary Schools Continuing Education category, we had the following school nominated: LSU Continuing in Digital Education, nominated by Turner Industries. And receiving the Award of Excellence in the Post-Secondary Continuing Education category is LSU Continuing in Digital Education. Congratulations and thank you to our post-secondary facilities for training our future workforce. At this time, we are going to share with you a panel discussion from some of our very own local leaders of workforce development: Stevie Toups, President of Turner Industries Group, and Art Favre, President and owner of Performance Contractors. A little bit about these panelists. Stevie has worked with Turner for more than 20 years. He also currently serves on the Board of Trustees for the National Center for Construction, Education, and Research, or NCCER, and the Louisiana Community and Technical College System, among many others. He also served on the National Board of Directors for the Associated Builders and Contractors. He was chairman for the Louisiana Construction Education Foundation, chairman of the LCTCS Foundation Board, and chairman of the Baton Rouge Area Workforce Investment Board. Before Performance Contractors, Art was vice president at Universal Corporation managing domestic construction operations. Art was also a member of the Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors and was awarded the Business Person of the Year Award in 2012 by Junior Achievement and the Baton Rouge Business Awards Hall of Fame. Art was also elected as Merit Shop Man of the Year of the Pelican Chapter of ABC in 1995 and 2011, and served 2 years as a member of the National Board of Directors of the Associated Builders and Contractors. Art also served as chairman of the ABC Pelican Chapter Industrial Contractors Council for 3 years and served as president of the Pelican Chapter in 1998. You can also find Art in the LSU Construction Hall of Fame, where he is recognized as a distinguished patron to their program. Other organizations Art has served include the Louisiana Workforce Investment Council and its executive committee, Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center, Pennington Biomedical Research Center Foundation, the Louisiana Association of Business and Industry, the Louisiana Right to Work Committee, the Louisiana Chemical Industry Alliance, American Association of Cost Engineers, the New Orleans branch of the Federal Reserve Bank, and the Louisiana Construction Education Foundation. Busy guys, and I appreciate them taking the time to do this panel for us. As you listen to the stories shared in their panel, please keep in mind that the stories they share with us are not specific to Turner Industries and Performance Contractors, but to all of the industrial contractors in our area. Please enjoy hearing from Stevie Toups and Art Favre, with Steve Welch, plant manager at OxyChem, serving as the moderator.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the GBRIA Workforce Development Awards and our panel discussion we're going to have today. Today with me is Stevie Toups with Turner Industries and Art Favre with Performance Contractors, and I'm Steve Welch with OxyChem. I'm also part of the GBRIA board and chairman of the Workforce Development Committee. I'd like to, before we begin today, let Art and Stevie introduce themselves. So, Art?
Thank you, Steve. Well, I'm Art Favre, president and owner of Performance Contractors. We've been in business in this area for over 40 years now, and excited to be here, and it's a pleasure to be invited to participate in this anniversary celebration of GBRIA.
I'm Stevie Toups. I'm the president of Turner Industries. I've been here 25 years with that company, and Turner has been in the market for just over 60, owned by the Turner family, but was here earlier than that in the thriving business. So, back to you.
Thank you. I think everyone knows GBRIA is celebrating 50 years this year, and Art and Stevie is welcome to participate in our Workforce Development Awards today and the panel. Stevie and Art have been very instrumental in GBRIA and workforce development throughout the many years of their service in our industry. So I want to thank them personally for being here and their input into our panel today. Hopefully it's rewarding for everyone that's viewing it today. As we get going, we're going to go through a series of questions. We're going to look back into the past a little bit. We'll look at the present and look into the future. So we'll just get started with some of our panel questions. we'll begin with looking back. So, not to age anyone here, but 50 years ago, 1970. My first question I have for us is, looking back, can you explain what Merit Shop is, and then what does Merit Shop have to do with workforce development, and how did it begin back when, and how did we get to where we are today? So Art, you want to start?
Sure, I'll be happy to. So let's see. 50 years ago today, that would be October of 1970. At that time, I was a junior at LSU, sitting in one of my probably construction management courses. And let's see, I think I was being taught by my favorite instructor on this day, Mr. Roland Toups.
I wondered if that was coming.
Stevie, you probably know Roland pretty well.
I've heard of that guy.
Since he's your dad.
Yeah, I've heard of that guy.
And I have to say that he was one of our best teachers, and he probably taught you a few things along the way as well. So I'm sure we'll hear about that very shortly. But at that time, Bert Turner had graciously donated some of Roland's time to help educate what would become the first graduating class in construction management at LSU. In 1972, that first class got their diplomas and proceeded to enter the totally union-dominated industrial construction and maintenance workforce in Louisiana. A few of those graduates you may be familiar with, guys like Eddie Risponi with ISC and Pepper Rutland with MMR, and fortunately for me, I was included in that group as well. All of us entered the workforce as employees of local union construction firms, as Merit Shop was yet to be born in the South Louisiana area. It wasn't until October of 1976, when the Louisiana Right to Work law was passed, that GBRIA, then known as the Greater Baton Rouge Industrial Managers Association, made a true and concerted effort to consider and utilize Merit Shop contractors. So as we moved into the late 70s and early 80s, we began to see the establishment of many of the companies that will dominate the landscape of Merit Shop contractors in the area today. It was an intense time, as Stevie will probably mention as well, as our industry and our area had been considered a very, very strong union environment for many years, and this new shift to the Merit Shop construction philosophy was both courageous as well as opportunistic for those willing to invest in the new free enterprise approach to industrial construction. Steve?
Yeah, Art, this is not something that, this is not Art's opinion or Stevie's opinion. You can go back and look at issues of Chemical Week and Fortune magazine and see what was happening here 50 years ago and why the free enterprise system, why a community would rally around the formation of a GBRIA. At that time, look, Chemical Week announced and called us the perfect setting for a James Bond thriller. Fortune magazine talked about the confusion that not Chicago, not New Jersey, not St. Louis, workforce challenges such as Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We were called out to the point where the governor had to stop work. It wasn't long after they got out of school. By 1975, we had two owners come to us. Now, at this point, we were Nichols Construction. We were a union operation. And they said, would you be willing to go double-breasted? Would you be willing to work union and non-union? And it was something unheard of at that time. It wasn't what anyone, that was the beginnings of the Merit Shop. Look, Merit Shop is a very simple philosophy. People can work the way they want to work. At Turner, we've taken a kind of a mindset or a strategy that says if we have owners that want to work union, they'll work union. We have a successful union division. If they want to work open shop, they work open shop. And the concept of open or Merit Shop is that people can work and do what they want to do, kind of based in a free enterprise system. The challenge was all the training, even the the technical college at the time was union training, union-oriented training. We didn't have a training set up at that time, which is why the Merit Shop system had to create a workforce development program, which that word probably wasn't even coined back then. They just had to figure out how to train a workforce as these guys started their businesses. So it was a time unlike any other. We were the headlines of the Wall Street Journal. We were the headlines of the Advocate, the paper here every day. But through total chaos is probably where greatness can come from. There's opportunity when everything's kind of crazy all around you, which is a great parallel to where we are today in this odyssey of 2020. So the merit shop philosophy, where it came from, is just a different way of doing business. Some owners want to do it some different ways, but it really took off here and took off as you fast forward to today. And I think we'll talk through those processes, but as you fast forward to today, the training done here is unparalleled. The industrial contractors that you'll find on a job, Steve, anywhere in the nation are going to be contractors headquartered in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And who'd have thunk that? So it's an interesting story. I'm so glad we're capturing it on tape today. And I'll throw it back to you.
Well, great. Thanks for the input. And great history, if you will, and how maybe out of necessity, maybe out of troubling times, the merit shop really got kicked off 50 years ago and has developed to where it is today. So if you could maybe reflect back in some of those times as well and think about workforce development and explain, if you will, to our audience today, what does that mean, workforce development, and in your own opinions, where did it start? Of course, I know with Open Shop, but kind of where did it start and how it has grown to today, if you will, and if you could maybe parallel that with workforce development and safety in our workforce and how that has grown through the Open Shop and a little bit of that process to develop our workforce development programs and that type of thing. So, Art?
Sure. So I would start off by saying that the foresight and support from the GBRIA plant executives to develop the local merit shop contractors set the stage for the development of the merit shop workforce. They knew it was going to take a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of training to establish a new culture in our workforce. The companies began to employ workers based on true levels of work production rather than union seniority. Workers were hired and paid based on their skill levels and their quality of work that they were able to produce on a daily basis. This is the epitome of the merit shop philosophy, and in the workers that were recognized based on their safe work practices, their abilities, their attitudes, their dependability, and their overall productivity. The merit shop philosophy completely changed the landscape of industrial construction in this area. No longer were plant managers hostages of labor union bosses, but they could control their own destiny.
Great. Stevie?
Art talked about changing culture, and he probably will remember this. In 1977, the cover of Louisiana Contractor magazine was a cocktail party that at the time Nichols Construction had thrown. We bought a new crane. It was a 300-ton crane. And most of the people in the business were like, what could weigh 300 tons that anyone would want to lift with a mobile crane? This thing came in from Germany, and we threw a cocktail party. We put all the boom in it, and we had it lifting up another crane. Steve, this was the beginnings of OSHA. There wasn't really an OSHA really thriving at that time, but we threw the cocktail party under the crane that it was holding up. And I remember it because as a young kid, I could go to the party, jump in a man basket, and run all the way up to the top and look down at the party. To me, I thought it was great, but that's an example of the culture that had to be changed, just in safety alone. So you're changing culture, you're retraining, training. What people have to remember is our community colleges, take Delgado Community College, a fantastic community college, a bar setter, bar none, down in New Orleans, formed in 1921. We didn't have a community college system, an organized system, until Murphy Foster figured this thing out and had the kahunas to go out and create a community college system. The system was very disjointed. You had schools, you had technical colleges, but look, that was where political favors could be done. They weren't really setting the bar. There really wasn't workforce. So all we had at the time was kind of a fledgling urge to do it. That urge became kind of the early roots of ABC. And then ABC needed some way to teach something to teach that was standardized. And that's where NCCER came from. And so as you begin to hear all these acronyms and things that we all know in the business that we hear about, NCCER, ABC, craft training, articulation into 2-year colleges, 2-year into 4-year colleges, we didn't get it right, but maybe 21 years ago. And that's immediate near future. So when did it start? It had to have started by the 80s. We began trading people, getting them right. That's where you began to see a shift where the merit shop philosophy was allowed into the construction, into the owner ranks, where we would begin that was where the capital projects were done by merit shop work. That was where maintenance was done under an Orange Book agreement, and then became allowed to do maintenance merit shop. Then by the late 80s, you began to see the term. People figured out community colleges. Foster creates a system. I think that's, there wasn't a date. I mean, I can't tell you like August 1st, 1992, we had a fantastic workforce development system. I think it's been a case of trial and error. And that may be why it's so good. I mean, when you talk about training, what we do here is really unparalleled, and I don't know if it's replicated anywhere in the U.S. I mean, the craft training that we do here is recognized everywhere, and we're really, really good at it because we just had to get good. We didn't have a choice. There was no alternative when these guys got out and started their businesses.
Yeah, great summary. I think I would echo that, the joint efforts over the years, as you mentioned, with owners, contractors, our schools, whether it be trade schools, community colleges, ABC, what have you. It's been a great collaborative effort, if you will, and got us where we are today. And it wasn't one milestone. It was a continuation, if you will, through time with different changes, whether it be OSHA changes, implementation of NCCER, like you mentioned. And so it's been a journey, if you will, and it's been a great journey, and I think one that workforce development has benefited from, obviously. So maybe let's move a little bit to the present now, and talk about some things going on in today's times, if you will. And I know you two and your companies, as well as others, have been greatly instrumental in ABC and the things you do, not only at ABC, but in the community, in the high schools, in the community colleges, and those things to foster workforce development and help our industry grow and develop our workforce. The next question I would have is, can you explain the things you do and things you think are important to introduce our crafts to high school students, and what would you say to those high school students that are out there, could be listening today, to join our workforce and to develop those young folks?
Sure. So I have to say that the high school opportunities that we have for students today are just hugely important in our ability to increase the number of young men and women into our industry and to attract from the high schools upon graduation. We all know that there's a very large percent of our high school students that never go on to attend a 4-year college and never graduate from college. So we also know that there's a great number of those people that are very highly qualified and have a wealth of capability that can be profoundly effective in our construction industry. So a little history lesson. Back in 1993, we piloted as ABC and GBRIA the first high school outreach efforts, and they were actually in Assumption Parish High School. And the first class was using the ABC curriculum was the electrical and instrumentation class. But in order to do this, we had to submit and receive approval from the Louisiana Department of Education to have the ABC electrical training program recognized as an elective, so that they would allow the students to receive Carnegie credit towards their graduation for these classes. And based upon this initial success in Assumption Parish, and with the support of the school superintendent down there at the time, which was Dr. Ed Cossian, this program expanded to welding and pipe fitting. Over time, the NCCER curriculum that Stevie referred to is now recognized in Louisiana as a credible course for high school students to take. And this program that began in Assumption 27 years ago has grown into an effort that is spanning the entire region and being taught in hundreds of high schools in the industrial Gulf South. The effort redefined training opportunities for high school students that were never before exposed to any industrial training at that time. It was a major effort to recognize the industrial craft worker as a truly rewarding and desirable career opportunity.
Yeah, 1993, I mean, that's like yesterday. I mean, when you think about it.
Yeah, it's not long ago.
Art and I both have served as now past chairman of the ABC chapter, so obviously Merit Shop is near and dear to us. But both of us, I think, understand that it's not just Merit Shop. It's not just ABC. I think the workforce development program today, fast forwarding from where it is, look, you got to be in colleges, you got to be in two-year schools. I would argue, and I think Art would too, you probably need to start talking about it at 6th grade or 5th grade, because we need to know that that opportunity is there. If you don't like sitting in class and learning and being lectured to, this is a viable alternative. And it's a parallel path to get where you want to get to. You could take someone in 4th grade and send them through, and they could learn how to weld, and they could work on a project and go back to school and go to 2-year and articulate and go to law school and become chairman of the board of Bechtel if they want to. Well, maybe not, maybe KBR. But they could also go the traditional route. You can go to 4-year school, you can go to law school and get out and do. There is no preconceived path, and workforce needs to be a little bit of everything. And by everything, I mean everything. One of the workforce awards that GBRIA gave out was Excellence in Workforce Training, Workforce Development Program that we have in our union operation. So this is not saying that, this is saying that a workforce program needs to be a little bit of everything. Everybody needs to play in this thing. It needs to work. To the high school students, I think that's the question you asked before I ramble on anymore. The opportunity is there to do anything you want to do. Now, honestly, I hope most of you are still in school right now, but if you get out and watch this tape later, the opportunity is there to do anything you want to do. And if you don't know and you don't know where to start, go ask somebody. If you call Performance Contractors or call Turner, they'll tell you where to go and what to do. But the possibility exists today that you could start taking classes in high school, that when you get out, you could make excellent money working in this industry. If you don't want to, you can go on and get certified. You can become an electrician. You can start taking classes in high school and begin taking classes at night. You can begin learning to become an electrician. When you get out the other side, you could have 13 college credit hours ready to go, guaranteed to articulate into any 2-year college in the state, and then move on to most 4-year colleges in the state. You would have an NCCR electrical certificate, you would have your tuition paid for, and you could have Pell Grant dollars on the backside. I mean, the opportunity is boundless to do whatever you can do. And when the economy turns bad and you don't know what to do, man, if you know how to weld, you can always be able to make a barbecue pit or repair a fence or repair something for somebody. I mean, these are skilled trades somebody cannot take away from you. Now, Art and Steve and I are obviously very, very jaundiced. This is a fantastic business. But when you talk about, especially from Art's seat and my seat, 7 million people in the construction business, 1 out of 4 own their own business. And these are small businesses. This is a 4-man framing shop or a 4-person brick. I mean, these are small. The opportunity is boundless. And it's going to grow by another 1 million workers over the course of the next 10 years. There's opportunity here. I guess my message to a high school student is don't turn your back on what we're doing. This is some really cool stuff. And it doesn't matter if you like computers or if you like to work with your hands. There's an opportunity for you in these organizations.
Thanks. So you touched on several things, and just to recap a point that I wanted to say about GBRIA is, GBRIA has begun in the last 3, 4, 5 years to recognize workforce development is not just, say, ABC or one entity. It is everyone combined, if you will. It's all the other institutions. It's obviously the contractors. It's the owners. It's a big conglomeration, if you will, of different entities, whether it be educational, private owners, what have you. So with that, I do believe that, and you both of y'all have mentioned it already, that really Baton Rouge is the forefront of that, and it has been the center of construction and workforce development for probably the 50-year history. With that being said, what do you think in today's time is our greatest strength around workforce development in the Baton Rouge area? Art?
Well, that's the first one's very easy, and I'll say this from the heart. First and foremost, the unwavering vision and support of GBRIA for the last 50 years has been phenomenal. The strong alliances of GBRIA with the area contractors, the ABC training facilities, the Safety Council, I mean, they have created a workforce development model which is unmatched in the country. As Stevie's already said, this is a true statement. We work all over the United States, so does Stevie's company and Turner. Baton Rouge has by far the most outstanding training facilities anywhere in the United States. But it was because of the foresight of the GBRIA plant managers 50 years ago that Baton Rouge is now home to several of the largest, safest, and most qualified industrial contractors in the United States. Our collective teams have envisioned and implemented many firsts for the industry right here in Baton Rouge. One being the original craft training curriculums, which later became widely based for the use for NCCER curriculums, which those are now recognized nationally as a standard for craft development. Those started right here. They were written right here in Baton Rouge by the contractor and GBRIA groups. The development of an industry and ABC contractor training model that has been lauded nationally for many, many years as the best in the country. That model was developed by the partnerships that we're talking about today. The establishment of the construction high school outreach programs that we touched on earlier. Those were founded here in Baton Rouge. And the development of the statewide memorandum of understanding for craft training between the ABC and the LCTCS system is a first. It was partnered and negotiated with the Baton Rouge Pelican chapter and is now being used all over the state. Those type things are the basis upon which our success in workforce training has been developed over the last many, many years, and it just keeps improving because of the combined effort of all these groups that you mentioned, Steve.
Good. Thank you, Art. Steve?
Yeah, I just add to that a little bit. You know, you asked the question, what are we doing that's so good, or what's the shining star? If there wasn't a GBRIA, the first thing you would do is you'd think, okay, the people who are using these services, let's get them all together, let's all get them around the table, and let's just open communication, and let's just be very transparent, let's talk about it. And that's very simply what GBRIA is. It allows us to do our work. It allows us to know what kind of training you want. I mean, this is a very natural thing that we've all been very, very fortunate to have here. We've had natural resources. We've had a friendly business environment led by a lot of great organizations to work with the local politicians to make that happen. Like I said, if you didn't have a GBRIA, just natural forces, Mother Nature would require you to have some sort of owner group. You would naturally have a GBRIA. So that is the biggest thing we have going for us. Look, going forward, I think you have to look back to where we came from to understand it's not even trials and tribulations. It's just working super hard, figuring out there's a better way to do it. There's a better way to do it. The concept that people talk about 2020 and the global pandemic and the challenges in the pandemic. Look, you have to respect what it is, and you have to respect the economy where it is today. But what we deal with as contractors, working in the GBRIA facilities, are challenges every day. And what most people would consider unsurmountable challenges. How do we do this? How do we lift this? How do you squeeze this 10,000-ton thing into this little... I mean, those are issues that we deal with every day. So I think that spirit is what we have going for us. Look, whatever obstacle you put in front of us and say, hey, you can't train, you can't do this, we're going to figure it out. The biggest hurdle we have coming, I don't know if that's going to be the next question or not, but the biggest hurdle we have facing us right now is not can we train or do we get good people? It's how do we train? How do we train the next AI, VR, remote learning, distance learning, cameras? Those are the things that we've got to figure out. That's what keeps me awake at night. I'm the incoming chair of NCCER. We have to take this fabulous curriculum. We have to take this amazing curriculum that we help forge and help put together and figure out how to partner and get people together to take it into the next move. We have it. We got great things. We got this shining star, but we got to figure out how to get it to the next generation.
Well, great lead in. So we've talked already around the past, if you will, and the present today. So let's move on to the future. Not to really highlight our age and where we've come from, but 50 years ago, there was no laptop computers, no personal PCs, no cell phones, all those things. And then obviously look where we've evolved to today. So with that, now looking into the future, the next 50 years, if you will, what do both of y'all see as at least in the immediate future, the challenges and the things that we have to do as a industrial community, contractors, owners, institutions that train our folks to get ready for the next 50 years, to train our workforce, to attract those students to join our craft folks and workforce development. So what do you think are some of the things we need to look forward to, as well as challenges for training and workforce development going into the future?
Okay, good question, Steve. And there's a couple of things that pop into my mind right off the top. One is training simulators. They've been used in a lot of other industries for a long time, but they're really just now becoming in the stage of evolution to where they're practical for and affordable for use as training in the construction industry. One of the things that jumps right out, when you think about simulators, is construction equipment, whether it be dirt equipment, bulldozers, backhoes, that sort of thing, all the way up through all your different types of cranes, from pick and carry all the way up through the major lifting categories. Those can all be the operators can be trained on these simulators in a very effective manner. And what really sold it to me is, if you think about it, every airplane pilot that flies anywhere in the world has to go to upgrade training every year on the planes that they're certified to fly. All that training is simulator training. None of it's in a real airplane. Now, if it works for the airplane industry and it keeps the airplanes in the air, I'm pretty sure it's going to work for the construction industry. And that's something we really need to double down on, I think. And some of the things that does is it frees up a lot of classroom space. It frees up a lot of very expensive pieces of equipment that we have to train people on today, where we can buy one simulator and allow people to use that for a much more cost-effective manner than using the actual cranes themselves. So that's one. And the other one, y'all have both already hit on, but it's really this online virtual training. It's proven to be a necessity during the COVID-19 environment that we're in today, but it's also been a very limited resource. And so I personally think that this is going to prove to be the largest single change in the way we train people that we've had in the last 50 years. In fact, ABC has already recognized this and is moving ahead with some virtual classroom training development. They're taking each module of each course that's taught in ABC, and we're developing a virtual classroom environment to train students. Now, this is a massive undertaking. It may take years to get it completed, but eventually we will be able to take every one of the NCCER curriculums and market them as a virtual classroom approach. Now, I would caution everybody on this. That's going to work great, and there's a lot of ways you can kind of bring in hands-on with virtual training, but it will never totally replace the requirement for hands-on training, whether that be in a training lab or in one of our job sites. So we need to all keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, I see it as two things. I see it as safety, I think, is going to really drive forward as well as training will change. I've had the opportunity to put on VR goggles, these virtual reality goggles, videoed, and walk a beam in Manhattan 500 feet up. And I mean, you could be on solid concrete with these things on, it'll make you fall over. I mean, they put people on either side of you to catch you in case you fall over. It's very, very real. But the answer remains, and Art's right, when everybody went remote, you can't remote weld anything. You can't remote install a pump. So you still had to have people working safely in an environment where you could control it. And the privilege to work in your facilities, and work out these problems, spacing, social distancing, was immense. And it shows us we can do anything. I love Art's analogy to the airline industry because I agree. I mean, and as a contractor, we look at it as, all right, look, how safe can you get? People ask us that all the time. What if I told you I'm going to take a 200-foot pressure vessel and I'm going to pressure it up to 3 atmospheres, I'm going to put 250 people in it, strap 2 gas turbines on the wings, hurl it into the sky at 600 miles an hour, it's going to land on the other side, and a flight attendant who just went through 2 years of schooling is not going to eject the armed raft at the gate. Now, Six Sigma excellence would mean 2 crashes of 2 deployed rafts every day at airports around the world. There aren't any. We can get there. It's just difficult. We can get there, but the closer and closer and closer we get, I think we're going to see it. I think you're going to begin to see excellence at a zero level as more and more people become aware of it, as you're able to train. When you train virtually and they can actually see it, and then you can actually go do it and do it hands-on, I think we're going to get better and better. I think we're going to get there. That's the first. Training, what's next? I think what's next is listening to people who are going to take the training. What we're going to have to do is do the training at their workplace. We're going to have to drive training to your facility. You can't expect someone to work an 8 or 10 or 12-hour day and then go over to anywhere, Highland Road, a training center, a community college, a technical college, and sit in class for another 4 hours and be ready to go to work the next morning. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to provide training where you can literally get off work, kind of shuffle over, do your training right there while everybody else is fighting in traffic, and then go home. I think we're going to have to become, as a training industry, and I think we're pretty good at it now, but I think we're going to have to become much, much more easy to do business with. I think we're going to bring training to people. I think we're going to have to explain articulation. We're going to have to make sure that everything we have fits together. And it's not going to be just one solution. It's not going to just be ABC. It's not going to just be NCCR. It's not going to just be Baton Rouge Community College. It's going to require all 3 or 4 to integrate together and work together as partners. And look, there's big political turfs and battles to be fought, but I think everybody wants it to work together. We just have to make sure that the political forces behind it don't get in the way. That'll be a challenge going forward.
It will be a challenge, and I think both of you have touched on the all the new technology that we know about today, and just think about what we don't know about today that will evolve and help us get to the things that you both mentioned. So great points, and thank you for that. I think that's going to wrap us up for the day. I personally want to thank both of you for being here. Thank you for both you and your companies for being pioneers, if you will, in our industry, but then also in our workforce development. And I can't thank you enough for sitting in on our panel today and providing the history and the reflection, if you will, on workforce development. So thanks again for being here. And we'll return now to our GBRIA Workforce Development Awards. Thank you.
I really hope you enjoyed hearing from Stevie and Art. And I want to extend a personal thank you to Art and Stevie and Steve Welch for taking the time to share their experiences and knowledge with us. And I'd like to really quickly remind everybody that we are still accepting our live donations through our website. Now we're going to hear from Steve Welch again, as he's going to introduce our Contract Workforce Development Awards program.
Good afternoon. I'm Steve Welch. I'm the plant manager at OxyChem in Convent, Louisiana. Participating in these awards helps both members and contractors gain a better understanding and appreciation for industrial craft, workforce development, efforts in the greater Baton Rouge area. In addition, this recognition allows for us to see the value and effectiveness of the 7 cents per hour training program that GBRIA has partnered with our contractors for many years. The 2020 Craft Workforce Development Excellence Awards are being presented to qualified recipients in the following categories for their performance in 2019. First category is construction and maintenance general contractors. The second category is civil and structural contractors. And the third category is construction and maintenance specialty trade contractors in soft crafts, hard crafts, and technical support. In each category, awards were given based on the company size and actual hours worked company-wide. Nominees are categorized as Division I, Division II, and Division III, so similar-sized companies are recognized together. Contractors receiving nominations from a GBRIA member site or they were nominated themselves. The nominees then had to submit an application to GBRIA. This application included the company's workforce development documents. The documents were then reviewed by GBRIA's committee, and one committee member reviewed each particular section of the nominee's application. The information was then scored by a scoring system developed by the committee. This allowed for a consistent look at each nominee's materials. In addition, a representative from each company participated in an interview with GBRIA committee members. A committee composed of GBRIA members reviewed the final selections. Final selected awards were based on a consensus decision. This year's Craft Workforce Development Awards Committee was comprised of member companies representing Dow, Delek, Olin, BASF, ExxonMobil, Amsty, and OxyChem. Thank you for volunteering your time to this important process. In addition to the selection committee, there were countless individuals who contributed their time developing the criteria of this program. I would like to thank all our volunteers who helped GBRIA through this lengthy process. Each and every company nominated is a winner and has demonstrated great efforts in workforce development. The awards presented in each category include an Award of Excellence, an Award of Merit, and a Recognition Award. We recognize participation in the nomination process signifies each company's demonstrated commitment and efforts to workforce development. The selection of different award levels require consideration of many factors as just described, and exemplary performance in all the criteria elements is necessary. Now Jessica will present our award winners.
Before we jump into our nominees and award winners, we're going to have another word from one of our sponsors.
It really is all about the people. Otherwise, you just have a shell of a company, you have a name, you have buildings, you have vehicles, you have tools and equipment that are just sitting there. It's the people that operate them.
Quality people, talented people, and we want to work together to be the absolute best we can.
So we ended up having the largest number of contractor nominees received this year. And this is a huge accomplishment as clients are recognizing more and more the contractor company's workforce development programs and their efforts. However, in light of our recent events, we understand that not all of the nominees had the time or resources to participate in our lengthy awards process. However, we see the receipt of a nomination by a client to be deserving of recognition in itself. So please recognize the following who received nominations from a GBRIA member. Action Industries, nominated by Dow. Accurate Inspection, nominated by Shell Convent. Bengal Crane and Rigging was self-nominated. Brand Safeway, nominated by Dow, Methanex, and Shell Convent. Brock Group, nominated by Amsty. Clean Harbors, nominated by Dow. Excel Modular Scaffold, nominated by Shell Convent and Shell Geismar. Hydrochem PSC, nominated by ExxonMobil. Industrial Cooling Towers, nominated by Shell Convent. ISC, nominated by Methanex and Shell Geismar. Pala Interstate, nominated by Shell Convent. Petron, nominated by Dow. PSC Logistics, nominated by Olin. Sulzer, nominated by Dow. Superheat, nominated by Shell Convent. Team Industrial, nominated by Dow and Shell Convent. Trade Construction, nominated by Shell Convent. Universal Plant Services, nominated by Dow. And Volks Constructors, also nominated by Dow. Now I'm going to announce the categories and nominees. In construction and maintenance general contractors, we had award recipients in 3 different divisions. Those who are Division 1, representing 180,000 to 1.8 million work hours company-wide. Division 2, representing 2.2 to 7.1 million work hours. And Division 3, representing 10 million or more work hours company-wide. These division sizes apply to all of our nominee categories going forward. In General Construction and Maintenance, Division 1 category, we had the following companies nominated. Moore Industries, which was self-nominated. And winning the award of merit in this category is Moore Industries. And General Construction and Maintenance Division 2 category, we had the following nominated. Cajun Industries, nominated by Dow and Shell Convent. Excel, nominated by REG. Primoris Services Corporation, nominated by Honeywell. And Repcon, nominated by Dow. Receiving the award of recognition in General Construction and Maintenance Division 2 is Primoris Services Corporation. Receiving the award of merit in General Construction and Maintenance Division 2 is Cajun Industries. Also receiving the award of merit in General Construction and Maintenance Division 2 is Repcon, and receiving the award of merit in General Construction and Maintenance Division 2 is Excel. In our General Construction and Maintenance Division 3 category, the following were nominated. Brown and Root Industrial Services, nominated by Eastman Chemical and W.R. Grace. Performance Contractors, nominated by Dow. Turner Industries Group, nominated by Dow, ExxonMobil, Olin, Shell Refining, and Shell Chemical. Worley, nominated by Dow, ExxonMobil, and Nalco. And Zachary Group, nominated by AmSty and BASF. Award recipients, if you're here and we call your company, you're welcome to come forward to the table. I have 2 beautiful volunteers to hand you your award off screen. Receiving the award of recognition in General Construction and Maintenance Division 3 is Zachary Group. Receiving this year's Award of Excellence in General Construction and Maintenance Division 3 is Brown and Root Industrial Services. Also receiving this year's Award of Excellence in General Construction and Maintenance Division 3 is Turner Industries. Also receiving this year's Award of Excellence in General Construction and Maintenance Division 3 category is Performance Contractors. Also receiving this year's Award of Excellence in General Construction and Maintenance Division 3 category is Worley. Now, before we move on to our civil and structural category, we're going to have another word from one of our sponsors.
For over 37 years, Triad Electric and Controls has been providing electrical and instrumentation services, along with a suite of innovative and customized analytical, automation, heat trace, integration, and design solutions for a wide range of industries. Here at Triad, we know that long-term, committed employees are the key to our success. That's why we work vigorously to maintain a strong culture of teamwork. Our core values and belief system create a culture where people are treated as family and not just as employees. Triad is proud to be a part of the Neutron Group, one of the largest privately owned specialty electrical construction companies in the United States. For more information, visit us online at theneutrongroup.com.
In our civil and structural category, we have award recipients in Division 1 and Division 2 sizes. In Civil and Structural Division 1 category, we had the following nominated. GBRIA Construction Company, nominated by Dow. Deep South Crane and Rigging, nominated by ExxonMobil. and Hoist and Crane Service Group nominated by Dow. Receiving the award of recognition in Civil and Structural Construction, Division 1, is GBRIA Construction. Receiving the award of recognition in Civil and Structural Construction Division 1 category is Hoist and Crane Service Group. Receiving the award of merit in Civil and Structural Division 1 category is Deep South Crane and Rigging. In our Civil and Structural Division 2 category, the following company was nominated: Maxim Crane Works, nominated by ExxonMobil. And Maxim Crane receives the award of recognition in the Civil and Structural Division 2. In the next category, in construction and maintenance specialty trade, this category is divided into hardcraft, softcraft, and technical support contractors. In the specialty trade hardcraft contractors, we have award recipients in 3 categories: those who are Division 1, Division 2, and Division 3 company sizes. We actually have 1 company in each division size, so as we go forward. In specialty trades hardcraft Division 1 category, the following company was nominated: Westgate, nominated by Dow, and Westgate will receive the award of merit in the specialty trade hardcraft Division 1 category. In the Division 2 category of specialty trades hardcraft, the following company was nominated: Triad Electric and Controls, nominated by Dow. And Triad will receive the award of recognition in the specialty trades hardcraft Division 2. In Division 3 of specialty trades hardcraft contractors, MMR was nominated by BASF. And receiving this year's award of merit in the specialty trades hardcraft Division 3 is MMR. Now, before we move on to our technical support contractor, here is one word from our sponsors.
MMR is known for its ability to achieve success in complex and unique projects. Our investment in programs that further employees' professional development has been key in cultivating the industry's most well-trained workforce. At MMR, employees are provided various types of training upon hire and throughout their tenure. Complementing our culture of continuous skill development, MMR created its own 15,000 square foot craft training center. With its innovative training, the center is redefining the industry standard for qualified craftspersons and supervisors. While other contractors rely on third-party vendors for certification, MMR empowers our employees with top-quality in-house instruction. Our comprehensive 40-hour U.S. Department of Labor and State of Louisiana apprenticeship program enables our employees to receive MMR certification, various vendor certifications, and NCCER Plus certifications. Experience the MMR tradition of success.
In the category of specialty trade technical support, we have award recipients in Division 1, Division 2, and Division 3 company sizes. In the Specialty Trades Technical Support Division 1 category, the following companies were nominated: Mastervac Industrial Services, nominated by Nucor Steel; Midwest Cooling Tower Services, nominated by ExxonMobil; and Premium Inspection and Testing, nominated by BASF and Dow. And receiving the award of recognition in the Division 1 Specialty Trades Technical Support category is Mastervac Industrial Services. Also receiving the award of recognition in the Division 1 Specialty Trades Technical Support category is Premium Inspection and Testing. And receiving the award of recognition in the Division 1 Specialty Trades Technical Support category is Midwest Cooling Tower Services. In our Specialty Trades Technical Support Division 2 category, we had one company nominated: Turner Specialty Services, nominated by Dow and Olin. Turner Specialty Services is receiving the Award of Excellence in our Division 2 Specialty Trades Technical Support category. In the Specialty Trades Technical Support Division 3 category, Johnson Controls was nominated by Olin. And Johnson Controls will receive the Award of Recognition in the Division 3 Specialty Trades Technical Support category. Now, we're going to announce our Craft Workforce Development Best of Division Awards. This award will be awarded to the contractor that scored the best overall in its division size. But before I announce our Best of Division winners, let's have one last word from one of our sponsors.
Everything we do is based on our performance. It's our namesake and our crowning jewel. For more than 40 years, we've raised the bar and driven our entire industry to new heights. We've made it our business to redefine what it means to be an industrial contractor. We are the standard, the leaders, the dedicated. We are Performance Contractors, and we build better.
Best of Division winners, if you are here with us, feel free to come forward to grab your award. Receiving the Best of Division award for our Division 1 group is Westgate, LLC. Receiving the Best of Division award for Division 2, Turner Specialty Services. And receiving the Best of Division award for Division 3 is Worley. At this time, we have just one more award to be given. Our Contractor Workforce Development Committee decided that it would be fitting to award one committee member who demonstrated over and above efforts toward craft workforce development with Most Valuable Player Awards. This is called the GBRIA Craft Workforce Development Most Valuable Player Award. We would like to give a special individual award to a committee member who took an inordinate amount of time out of his or her normal job duties to assist in our committee's initiatives and award program. This particular individual has been an active member of GBRIA's Contractor Workforce Development Committee the moment that he joined. This individual dedicated many hours to this year's Craft Workforce Development Awards program, as well as GBRIA's Workforce Development Task Force initiatives, which included the development of an advanced millwright training course. We are very thankful to have this individual on our team, and as such, I am happy to award this year's individual recognition for GBRIA Craft Workforce Development Most Valuable Player to Josh Callaghan, Trading Coordinator with Amsty.
Well, it's easy to be active when you work with so many great people. Thank you all.
Thank you, Josh. Typically, we give one Most Valuable Player award to a committee member. However, with 2020 being the year of broken traditions, we figured we would take advantage of that, and we were fortunate enough to have two spectacular committee volunteers who dedicated so much time and effort to our 2020 initiatives. Therefore, we will be recognizing another individual who dedicated numerous hours and energy to GBRIA's Contractor Workforce Development Committee, our Craft Workforce Development Awards, and our task force missions, which includes the formation of a brand new high school millwright advisory panel. I am thrilled and so thankful to be able to present a GBRIA Craft Workforce Development Most Valuable Player Award to Jason Zarang, Maintenance Productivity Leader with Dow.
Thank you.
They are men of many words. All right, congratulations to everybody here tonight that we recognized as a winner. Now at this time, we're going to hear from Tim Harris, who's going to share closing words.
Hi, I'm Tim Harris, Eastman Site Manager and GBRIA Board Vice Chair. In closing, the members of GBRIA are proud to make these awards this evening in recognition of your dedication to workforce development excellence, and we hope that this year's celebration comes as a true reward for the efforts made toward developing our current and future craft workforce. Each one of you has demonstrated your leadership and involvement to improve craft workforce development. As a plant manager in an industry where the craft workforce is our lifeblood, I personally thank you for all you have done. Our industry will continue to grow, and we all see this growth in Louisiana, and a capable workforce is critical to that success. All that you have done and will do in the future is greatly appreciated. We look forward to seeing you again next year as winners. Ladies and gentlemen, this adjourns our live stream Craft Workforce Development Awards program. Thank you all for attending and tuning into this event, and have a safe and productive year.